Commentary for our final match of the night, Alison Fisher, Billy Thorpe and Phil Yates.
Here we go then. David Alcaide will begin his title defence against a very tough opponent indeed. And if you look back at the history of the World Pool Masters,
thanks guys, play well.
Quite often a defending champion does fall early when they come back to try and retain the title.
Skyler Woodward, when's the luck?
I gotta say that was pretty cool with David Alcaide coming out with Jalil's shirt on. I actually know Jalil personally. He was in America quite often. He was a good dude. I just want to say rest in peace.
Yeah, nice sentiments, Billy. Not quite a home fixture for David Alcaide, but of all the players involved in this tournament, he has travelled the shortest distance to be here.
Nice guy. Thank you, the first rack. Skyler Woodward to break.
Well, that worked out very well. What a lovely break from Sky there. Got a nice open shot on the one ball. Let's take another look at that. The one ball got kicked there, but couldn't wish for a better start.
Yeah, it seems like the cue ball's been getting kicked a lot, but right there, Skyler got a little love, like I keep saying, and the 6 ball helped him out.
Nothing wrong with a little love. That was nicely played, and here's another draw shot to get to the 3 ball. Key shot of the rack here. And left himself a nice angle to play down for the pink 4.
I believe this is Alcaide's first match, so we'll see. You know, it seems like all the first matches are a little rough for him at first, but this is Skyler's second match, and he's looking pretty comfortable at the table right now, so...
Yeah, that was a very good point you made there, Billy. Being one player's first match and another player's second match. That has to play on the mind a little bit.
Yeah, I feel like it might, you know, it could make a little bit of a difference, but, you know, Alcaide's been in this position quite often, so, you know, he's probably used to it, but that first match is always, you know, seems like it's always a little rocky at first. But you never know, he might come out here and play absolutely perfect because he's super experienced in this event.
Well, that's if Skyler lets him.
That's
Do
very
remember
true.
it's winner breaks here.
Skyler Woodward.
That
When's
was
the
a
first
great
rack?
out.
Well, Billy Thorpe's World Cup partner making the ideal start. Just like that, the first rack is in the books.
That's like me and Carl were talking, Alice, and we were saying what we thought about the break. And we were saying that if they had like a bonus if you broke and ran all 7 racks. He said he talked to you, and I don't know if it was Kelly about it or what, but yeah, I thought that was a pretty cool idea.
I think that's a fabulous idea.
Yeah.
Well, anything that generates extra excitement, and of course, it's not going to occur every match. It might not occur for a year or two, but when it pops up and someone runs the first 3 or 4 racks, then you start talking about it and you become really involved. And David Alcaide has been really involved in the World Pool Masters over the years, winning it twice, the defending champion, because of course we had no event last year because of the pandemic. Interesting to note, by the way, when he defended it for the first time in 2018, he lost in the first round to Carl Boys.
The
The
commentator.
second rank. Skyler Woodward is leading
The
by 1 rec
pundit.
to 0, and he will break.
The Bandit.
Yeah, the one ball right there, he's obviously playing the one ball to hit before the side and play it toward the corner, but it hit the tit, and usually when it hits the tit, hard to get a shot after.
Yeah, it's unusual to see it coming back down this end of the table.
I can't tell if yeah, he's got his jump cue, so he's definitely going to swing at it here. I think he might have to jump the purple 5 ball too, so makes it a little tougher. That's why he screwed off the end of that.
Yeah, it's one of those situations where it's hard to find a good push out.
Foul shot. Illegal contact. Ball in. And start the clock.
He's not going to be happy with that shot.
Yeah, it's a little funny, I guess, but he definitely should have got over it. But it happens. I always tell Skyler when we're practicing that we need to practice our jump shots because we never do.
Oh, there's something to work on.
Yeah, we definitely need to work on it for sure.
He's let the defending champion to the table. Let's see what David can do here. David's a 42-year-old player. He's also loves the game of snooker. He's a commentator for snooker matches in Spain, and also loves to play the game.
Well, I just learned something new. I didn't know he commentated for snooker. That's pretty cool. I know he plays three cushion really well too. That's one of my favorite games is three cushion, and every time he's in we're in America and there's a three cushion table and we're both around, I always try to play him and try to learn something from him because he plays that game really well.
Yeah, that's a beautiful game to watch when it is played well. So he's a bit of a master of cue sports. That's nicely played under the 7 there, leaving himself a nice angle to get back on the 8 ball. Billy, are you going to play this with low right and drift up, or are you going to play 2 rails?
I probably would play 2 rails here. Yeah, kind of let your stroke out.
Yeah, it's good to play that speed of shot on this table. Seems a more natural way to play it. Left himself again a nice angle. Not a bad start for his first time at the table.
No, he looks very comfortable actually, He's been in this position quite often and in the finals twice, won it twice, so
David Alcaide.
The Skyler Woodward jump shot didn't quite come off, and David Alcaide did the rest. First 2 racks have been shared. It was a high tariff jump, wasn't it? And he made contact with a 9 rather than the 1. And with ball in hand and an open table like this, players at this level rarely miss.
He looks very intense out there, sitting in his chair. I think he means business tonight.
yeah, he definitely looks like he does. I'm sure, like he said, he's the defending champion, so, you know, he's definitely probably even going to try way even harder this tournament. That way he can try to, you know, win it back-to-back years in a row. So we'll see if
Trying
Skyler
to
can
buck a
stop
trend,
him.
you know, Billy, because this tournament began in 1993. Apart from Shane Van Boening in 2014 and 2015, no one has ever successfully defended the title.
Wow.
Even though Ralph Suke won it 6 times, he never won it back-to-back.
The third rack. The current score is 1 rack each. David Alcaide to break.
Well, that was a fantastic start for him. The only problem there we saw was that 5 ball just rolling into the 3 ball.
The last ball rolling, it seemed like, too.
Isn't that always the way?
It's always the one that gets you, the last ball. If he lands pretty good on this 2 ball, he might be able to break out the 3. Super tough, though. Got to land absolutely perfect. Might be able to spin this ball in with inside English and hit off the top of the 5 ball and just barely clip the 3 ball out.
Yeah, that's what he's looking at. He's just got to catch it just right so he doesn't land on the 5.
Yeah, it's definitely a tough shot. I think he was just worried about making the ball, but, you know, would have been nice if it could have flicked the 5 and busted open the 3, but he's got a nice little safe he can play here. Oh, wow, he almost made the 5 ball on the side.
Yeah, I'm sure he wasn't even looking at that shot.
No.
There we see the overhead, but this shouldn't pose a problem for Skyler.
Might get lucky and kick it in the side. Unless he thins it. Oh, never mind. He kicked it for sure.
Yeah, played a nice speed on that shot. Nice kick safety.
Yeah, it was a good shot for sure. Yeah, I think Alcaide's looking at like spinning the 3 ball
Extension, please.
top right English and trying to use the 7 ball as a stopper for the cue ball. You never know. He might get lucky and make it off the 5, but I don't think he's trying to. He's trying to get the 3 ball back behind the 4-9. Use the 7 ball as a stopper.
Okay, we walked around and looked at all options there. You called that perfectly, Billy.
Wow.
Very nice shot.
What a great shot that was. That was a lot harder than it looked.
And almost maximum distance between the cue ball and object ball is obtained.
Nice little touchy shot for Skyler right here. Definitely was not wanting that.
Yeah, didn't want that double kiss there. He was just trying to cut it a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
That was nicely played, opening up the 4 ball. I think that goes into the corner. And if he makes this shot, shouldn't have a problem running out.
Yeah, that was definitely the key ball for sure. Alcaide looks super comfortable.
Oh, he overspun that a little bit. He looked like he was losing control there. Didn't want to get that close, and he's landed a little bit straighter than planned. He's having to force the ball a little bit to get onto the 8-ball.
Yeah, that's the type of shot, you know, where it's his first match and doesn't really have the speed down quite yet, but still all right.
It's looking a little fast out there on the cloth tonight.
Yeah, you know, it is. Like I was telling Carl last time I was in the booth, it's like the bed seems like it's pretty quick from whenever I played on it, you know. All the shots you can just kind of play like real soft and you'll get there, you know, but he overran it, but I think he's going to make it, yeah.
That was a beautiful shot on the 9-ball.
Yeah.
To make it 2-1 to David.
Yes, and the defending champion is off to an agreeable start. Darkness has descended on Gibraltar. That's the venue we're in. It's the Europa Point Sports Complex. An absolutely stunning location, it really is. And it's a stunning tournament filled with absolutely top-class players, the Dafabet World Tour Masters. Eklund catches through to the quarterfinals. He will await either Neil Svein or Jason Shaw. As for the winner of this one, they'll play either Justin Sage or Alexander Kazakis. There's no hiding place in this draw whatsoever.
Frankie, fourth rack. David Alcaide to break, leading by 2 racks to.
Back to the table. Defending champion to break, David Alcaide. So far, played some great pool.
And what's been a common feature this evening, and maybe one of the reasons why the session has been quite a lengthy one, is that although players are making balls on the break very regularly, for whatever reason, the one ball, or the highest or the lowest ball on the table, is going to be playing hard to get. Happened again.
Yeah, I was talking with Shane earlier. I was asking him why he chose to break from the opposite side where everybody else was breaking from the other side, and he chose to break from the other side. And he was saying that he keeps watching watching the cue ball get kissed by everybody. And I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. He's just trying something different. So it seemed to work out for him in his match. So I think he's going to keep on trying it. That's what he told me.
Well, I noticed with Shane, he's sitting out in the arena now watching.
Extension,
and that's one thing he has been doing, is he's been here observing. And kudos for him for doing that, watching what's happening on the table and how players are breaking and adapting his own style to it.
Is it fair to say, Billy, that he is the greatest student of the break you've ever seen?
Yeah, I mean, I know his family quite well, and I was talking to his grandpa, and his grandpa helped him master that break. His uncle and his grandpa helped him master that break, but mainly his grandpa. What a shot that was, by the way.
That was a great shot there.
Yeah, that was a beautiful shot.
Well controlled.
That has a lot to do with his 3-cushion ability right there. It has a lot to do with kicking, and he's unbelievable at kicking.
Well, let's see how good Skyler is now.
Foul shot. Illegal contact, ball in net.
And again, much like when he
Start the clock.
tried to jump and hit the 9 ball as opposed to the 1, this time no contact on the 1, and it's ball in hand again for Alcaide.
Yeah, back to what I was saying about Shane's grandpa. He told me that he would just rack the balls for hours and hours and hours for Shane until he figured out how to pop the cue ball, how he plays tin ball, how he pops the cue ball and just stops the cue ball. His grandpa told me that he just racked the balls for hours and hours and hours, and then Shane finally just mastered that perfect speed down, and then just keeps doing it over and over, and now he is where he is.
Do you think he owes his grandpa like maybe 50% of his earnings?
Oh yeah, for sure, 100%. His grandpa's a good guy too, so definitely a funny guy. I want to say he's in his 90s. He's like 90. I want to say like 94, maybe 94. So yeah, he's an awful funny guy. But yeah, Shane definitely owes him a lot for that.
He must be so proud of him too, to see where he's come to now. Shane is an amazing player, top US player.
Oh yeah, he's
won
definitely
every title.
Yeah, he's definitely super proud of him. Every time I'm with Shane and his family, I always see his grandpa, and we always have conversations all the time when I'm there. And he's a funny guy. He's definitely proud of his grandson, that's for sure.
The entire Van Boding family steeped in pool. Grandfather and grandmother, really good players. Is it Gary and Jean, I believe?
Yep. Alcaide's looking very comfortable out here for sure. I feel like he's going to be really tough to beat.
He's he's very calm and composed, and he's reaping the reward of that really good kick shot that he played earlier.
Yeah, that was a great shot.
David Alcaide wants to whack.
It's a small sample size, there's no doubt about that. It's early doors in this match, but right now one thing is clear. Up to this point, the defending champion is shouldering that burden of responsibility. Very coolly, he leads 3-1.
Delighted to say Clancy Kachi joins me, beating Naoki Oi 7-5. Congratulations. How are you feeling after that one?
Thank you. Yeah, it's a bit excited after the fourth rack. If you see the ball that just came out from the pocket, that was funny.
Quite unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Yeah, I couldn't believe myself. After that, I thought maybe they should make the pocket a little bit deeper.
Yeah, absolutely. Have we got the shot? Oh, we have. Here it is. Just talk us through that, Clancy. What was going through your head when you saw that?
I mean, I didn't really have much angle, so I'm trying to push it hard so I can come out with a cue ball and have a better position. So
Yeah.
just I see the four ball coming out from the pocket. I'm like, okay.
And because the red we've got to the bottom of it, the red was in there, which obviously the reason why the pink came out.
It comes because of the spin and the power. It just happens sometimes. It doesn't really happen in TV and stuff, but
Yeah.
it did.
It was great entertainment for us, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. You're through. And how
Yeah,
happy.
I mean, a win is a win. Doesn't matter if you win hill or 7-0. It doesn't matter.
Absolutely. Many congratulations.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Back to the commentary.
Thanks, Michael. I've seen that kind of thing happen before, but very, very rarely. In fact, you know, I remember at a very high-profile golf tournament some years back, a poor fella called Joe Daly
The fifth break,
holed a putt,
David Alcaide
short
to
putt,
break.
and went to get the ball and it
leading
popped
by
back out.
3 racks to 1.
Those kind of things can scar you.
We always say in America that there's a gopher in the pocket.
Well, at least it didn't cost him the match.
That's very true. Like he said, a win is a win. Yeah, after that happened, I was definitely rooting for Kachi. I was like, man, that would be heartbreaking to lose that way.
Yes, definitely a cruel roll, but back to the table, and David made a nice break there. Looks like he's going to be bridging over the 3, or can he get off to the side of the 3 there?
I think he might be able to see the very edge of the cue, but I think he's going to be jacked up, honestly. Oh no, he's level Q, which is good for him.
That was nicely controlled. He's really cueing well at the moment. Looking very comfortable out there.
Yeah, he's controlling the one ball and the break really well, so it's going to be hard to beat. I feel like that's who's going to win the tournament, whoever can control that one ball in the break and get a shot. It's going to be tough to beat him.
Extension, please.
Doesn't want to be discombobulated by the beeps, so taking his extension on what is otherwise a very straightforward shot.
Skyler's probably just in his chair just thinking, please give me a chance.
He left himself a thin cut there, but it was a natural position to get onto the 4 ball. He'd be a little bit disappointed with that, but you can't make everything.
Yeah, he played it to the right side. If he was to miss the ball, got kind of safe on Skyler here. Can't really tell what he's got, but yeah, I don't know if Skyler's just going to play like a simple safety and maybe throw the three ball over
please.
behind the 5-6 as a blocker. Put the cue ball over there and put on the other rail maybe. Oh wow, he can't even see it enough to do that, can he? Yeah, I don't know. What do you think he does here? Maybe.
Yeah, it's tricky this one because he can't just roll it. It looks like he's coming behind the 3 possibly there.
Yeah, he might try to kick soft under it. Oh wow, he cut it.
Wow. That was a shot, wasn't it?
That was a great
and a
shot.
nice little nudge there.
I have to ask him if he was trying that after this match.
Yeah, I'm curious to know.
That was a great shot if he was. Wow.
It
With
was
inside.
tough, but Billy, I thought this at the time. The 6 actually was providing some kind of potting guide. You see that in snooker going off, Nelson.
Yes, I know what you mean there, and he probably was playing it and just hoping to come back and avoid that 6 and get position onto the 4 ball. He really didn't have any other options, did he?
No, he might have hit this one a little weak, though.
Yeah, you can see the look on his face there. He has been off the table for a couple of racks now, with David dominating the play. But he'll be disappointed with that.
One thing that's indisputable, the cushions aren't as fiery here as they were at the World Cup.
It's kind of all he could do there. Now, I think David actually has like a free bank here, and if he misses it, he's going to try to miss it short. That way it lays on the bottom rail, and, the cue ball, he doesn't leave Skyler a shot if he does miss it. But if he makes it, he's going to be rewarded.
This is one of your areas of expertise, isn't it, Billy?
Yeah. Just like that. That's well played if you're going to miss it for sure. Might have wanted to hit it a little bit harder, but yeah, definitely bank pool is my favorite game. Obviously, it's my best game, so it has to be my favorite.
Are there specific areas of the States, Billy, where bank pool is more popular than others?
Yeah, actually, it's known from where Skyler lives the most, which is Kentucky. Ohio, of course, where I'm from. There's a lot of bank pool, man. You just walk into a pool hall, and it's just like everybody's playing banks. And it's, that's just kind of the way they grew up. And you wouldn't believe how many great bank pool players are from them area. Like, people that you've never even seen before just play great banks. It's amazing, really.
One I know reasonably well is John Brumback, a great bank pool player.
My bank hero. I love that guy. He's unreal. I love watching him play.
I just like his colourful sweaters.
He definitely is a character, that guy. He
Well, that
banks
six ball-
unreal.
That 6 ball was colourful as well, Billy. That really was a cracking shot, and now he's on the verge here of 4-1.
Oh.
The kiss of death, Phil. Wow.
The commentator's curse right
That's
there, Phil.
right.
Yeah, but he did. He hit that 6 ball absolutely unreal.
He did, but when you miss a ball like the 7, that really is a shock to the system.
Yeah, sometimes when you make great shots like that, it kind of gets your blood pumping. Get your blood boiling, and you kind of get a little, hyped up. Maybe he got a little excited.
Engert. He won in the Netherlands in 2007. That was his second victory.
Rack number 6. Skyler Woodward to break, trailing by 3 racks to 2.
Well, Skyler definitely needed that in his sake, so we'll see what he does here on the break. Needs this one ball to... Oh, got a nice little kiss off the deuce. Nice little kiss off the deuce. He's straight in, so this is what Skyler needed for sure. That was a very nicely controlled break.
And law of averages said that eventually a one ball was going to be there and available, Alison.
Yes, he'll be very relieved to be at the table again after David missed that shot down the rail, giving Skyler an opportunity. The twists and turns of this great game.
It's unbelievable, that's for sure. That's what makes it so fun.
So how was it playing one of your best friends out there, Billy?
What was that?
I said, how was it playing one of your best friends out there?
You know, when we first got draw, like I said, we thought it was like we were getting pranked, and then we were like, no, it's actually serious. I'm like, no way. So we're partners the week before. Now we got to play each other. And me and Skyler are always, you know, we're like brothers, and we're always clowning around, having fun. And then it's just hard to have, you know, it's hard to have that killer instinct against you, like pretty much like your brother. But, you know, Skyler played well. I didn't play that well. I wasn't comfortable. You know, the table's super tight. Just wasn't feeling the conditions yesterday. Had a couple funny things happen to me that, you know, kind of had me in a bad mindset. But I'm always rooting. You know, at least one of us, we're getting to the next round, so that's all that mattered.
We've got Skyler down on the 8 ball. Can make the 8 and 9. He'll draw the match up to 3 apiece.
Skyler Woodward.
And suddenly prospects for Billy Thorpe's good pal have radically improved. At 3-1 down, it looked as though David Alcaide could possibly pull away. Now, though, at 3-3, after a couple of Alcaide mistakes, well, you start to think Skyler might be favourite. There's nothing better for a player's confidence than breaking and running. That's what Skyler Woodward did there. Ball on the break, the one was on, and from there he made light work of rack 6, and because of it he has tied up the scores at 3 racks each. This is the evening session. Both matches that preceded this were quite lengthy affairs. We started tonight at 7 o'clock local time. 4 hours later we're still deep into the final match. Shane van Boning coming through the first round, 7-4 against Jakob Connier. That after trailing by 4 racks to 1, and then Eklund Kachi coming through against Naoki Oi, 7-5 in a very eventful, incident-packed contest.
The current score is 3 racks each. Skyler Woodward to break.
See if Skyler can control that one ball like he did last break.
Well, he hit off to the right side of the one ball there, nevertheless. Still
Yeah.
at the table, opportunity.
Kind of crossed him a little, which caused the one ball to go in the side. Got a tough shot on the 2 here.
He has, but if this is negotiated with position attached, 4-3 could be on the line.
Oh, he struck that really well. That was a tough shot and into a blind pocket.
Yeah, that was definitely a great shot.
He's looking more comfortable out on the table right now, Billy, isn't he?
Yeah, I think that taking that little 2-minute break to the bathroom probably helped him out a little, you know. Definitely looking more comfortable.
Looks pretty straightforward from here. He's just going to make sure he leaves a little angle for the 7 ball to get to the 8 ball. He seems to be flying around the table right now. You noticing that? A little bit more speed?
Yeah, when he gets that little pep in his step, he's hard to beat, that's for sure.
And the way he's playing, the speed of it, that 30-second shot clock is not a consideration whatsoever. Although he's taken his extension here just to give himself a little more breathing room, but didn't really need it.
Well, he just got a little more angle than he wanted on this 8 ball. What a perfect speed.
Yeah, he hit that absolutely perfect.
9 ball in the corner.
Skyler Woodward wins the rack.
Oh, he looked like he jabbed that one a little bit there.
Yeah, he 4-railed it.
We say, don't we, when someone pots a ball right into the middle of the pocket, he knocked that in cleanly. That must have been dirty then, because it was into the jaw all the way, and on the way to the pocket I wasn't convinced it was going to go in. The 2 ball was played delightfully, but the 9, well, that was a cause for concern as it went towards the target. Ooh, he'll be so relieved.
I believe that's 2 breaking runs for Skyler in a row here, so...
Well, it's certainly come at the right time for him, and I'm sure David's kicking himself for that ball down the rail that we expected him to make.
Here's the 7 in the fifth rack. That was the turning point. He was playing nicely, and he came out of nowhere, came out of the blue.
A little mental glitch.
Yeah, because he made such a beautiful shot on the 6-ball right before that. But like I was saying, that sometimes when you make a great shot like that, it gets your blood pumping, it gets you hyped up, and sometimes you get excited and get ahead of yourself and miss an easy shot.
The 8th break.
Happens all the time.
Skyler Woodward to break.
You can never
Leading by
take
4
anything
extra
for
break.
granted at this game.
Absolutely not.
Oh, we have a little bit of a mess on the table here now. A few balls tied up.
Yeah, it's definitely a tricky rack here.
Has he got a thin cut in the side pocket?
Yeah, it looks like he's looking at cutting it in the side. Awful thin cut it looks like, but he hit it great.
Maybe he should have the name of Eagle Eye.
He shoots straight, that's for sure.
Extension, please.
Kind of excited to see how he's going to work this rack out here. This 5-ball tied up.
Yeah, I like the way he played that. He's played under the 4, so he can come up behind the 5. Let's see if he can break these balls out. He really got into that, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He controlled it nice, too. Pretty sure he kind of got almost right where he wanted. He might have wanted to be up just a little bit more, but I think he might come under the 9-ball here.
Yeah, I think so too.
I heard him say right around it.
He knew it as soon as he hit it there.
Yeah, he knew it as soon as he hit it. We always say back home, all around good shot.
Oh, that was a nice, delicate shot.
Yeah, that worked out perfect for sure. He hit that just right. David kicks so good. I don't know what type of kick he's going to do here, but I always like watching David play because I always learn something from on the kicking side of the game. He's really one of the best kickers at the game, in my opinion. Kind of all he could do there was just kind of hit it to try to get a little luck, but left Skyler a thin cut here in the side, I think.
Oh, that was a great shot.
That was a great shot. Natural
Just
position.
enough speed.
Yep. Shouldn't be no problem for Skyler to go at 5-3 here.
Well, that will leave David with his work cut out. It's looking like that little warm-up match he had against you is paying off.
Yeah, for sure. Skyler's, he's been playing well.
It's
So-
obviously made him very comfy at the table.
Yeah, I'm happy for him. He's playing well. He's doing all the right things. So he deserves it. I would love to see him win this.
Skyler Woodward wins the rack.
That is 4 racks in succession for Skyler Woodward. It's a change in fortunes that was precipitated by a missed 7-ball from David Alcaide. Ever since, he's been going downhill, and the fortunes of Skyler Woodward are looking increasingly rosy. The cut to the side pocket on the 2, well executed. I thought that one, considering the pressure, was even better. And when the 5-ball was in and position was obtained, you just knew that the roll that Woodward's on was going to be continued. I suppose, Billy, when you've been a Mosconi Cup MVP and you've been on a couple of winning sides, if you can deal with that pressure, you can deal with anything.
Oh yeah, for sure. He definitely handles the pressure well. That's why I loved it when I got chose to be his partner of the World Cup pool. I'm like, this is awesome. You know, I know me and Skyler was together like a month before that event. So you know, we spent a lot of time together. I was at his little son's first birthday, and
Skyler Woodward
you know,
to break. Leading
he's
5.
definitely clutch in pressure situations.
Well, the balls have spread nicely, but he doesn't have a really good shot on the 1 ball here.
Yeah, it kind of looked like he took some of it, like a little power off of it there. His cue ball didn't really have much of a little pop, you know. Probably forced to play a safety here.
He's got some nice blockers, really, on the left side of the table. That's where he's opted to put the cue ball.
Yeah, he hit that great.
David heading over to get his jump cue.
Extension, please.
It's kind of awkward, though. He has to jump 2 balls, you know. In this situation, I always think that I always have to just jump 1, which is the 6 ball, the farthest one away. Kind of use it as a guide. Because you know you're getting over the 7. That's Skyler's favorite shot, is the cut shot right there when you have to let your stroke out. It seems like he never misses that ball. When we're playing and all that, he just cuts all these balls in from everywhere. I'm like, man, that has to be your favorite shot. And he's like, how'd you know? I'm like, because you ain't never missed it.
Well, he's the cutter, you're the banker.
There you go.
Sounds like a good combination to me.
Interesting on that 2 ball, even though it was very close to the middle pocket, treated it with the utmost respect.
Yeah, Skyler's looking real comfortable here. I think he's definitely going to take this game. He'll be 1 game away from victory.
just caught that ball a little bit thick. You could see it hit into the left side of the pocket, and that slowed the cue ball down there.
Yeah, I don't think he hit, like you're saying, I don't think he hit where he wanted to in the pocket, which caused him to come up short for position. It's an awful thin cut here. He might really let his stroke out here. I don't know. I mean, it's awful thin, so.
It almost looks a little easier from the overhead than it probably does out there.
Yes, it does. Might be banking it. Wow.
What do you think of that shot, Billy?
I mean, when he hurried up and got down like that and how full he looked like he was hitting it, I'm like, well, looks like he's banking it. The 7-ball kind of helped him making it. Kind of got the natural little cut here to, I think he might, I don't know if he's going to run into the 9 or what. Nah, he hit it perfect. He missed it.
That was a really good shot. You made that look easy.
That was a great shot. What an out this has been.
At the recent World Cup, one has to say Skyler Woodward didn't really show his true colours, but boy, in this match he most certainly has. Really good stuff. He's on the hill at 6-3.
Definitely worked it out there.
The glittering lights of the Europa Point Sports Complex on the southern tip of Gibraltar, our home for the 4 days of competition in this, the Dapperbet World Pool Masters. There are the lights outside, these are the lights inside. And metaphorically, the lights could be turned out on David Alcaide's title
Skyler
defence
Woodward is
in this
leading
rack.
by 6 strikes to 3 and breaking on the hill.
Skyler's probably thinking, I need to hit these balls the best I've ever hit them in my life.
Wow. And that was a little bit dangerous there, flirting with the side pocket with the cue ball.
Yeah, he kind of crossed them again, like we were saying earlier, and caused the 1 ball to go. But he kind of got fortunate here. It looks like is the 3-4 wired right there? If the 3-4's wired, this is a perfect angle to come right over and play the combination.
Yeah, it looks pretty good from here. And that's the way he's played it.
A little tricky with it being such a tight table to control the 3 ball here. Yeah, that was kind of all he could do. I was going to say double kiss maybe, but got a perfect little angle to come above the 5 here. A little inside maybe.
Yeah, a little bit of left spin. He looks like he's feeling good out there now.
Yeah, that 7 ball is cursed Alcaide. He pretty much hasn't even shot really a whole lot.
Oh, look, you could see the look in his face there.
Wow.
He felt like he nearly missed that.
Yeah, he kind of was like, whoa. He needs to bear down on these last 3 balls.
Yeah, he's composing himself. I'm sure he feels a bit nervous right now.
Yeah, it looks so easy for watching, but it's not at all. Yeah, kind of mishit that one for sure. He was trying to come 1 rail there, but now I don't know what he's gonna do here. He might swing at the bank shot here and go for the win.
Well, David was eagerly anticipating what's going to happen next, hoping he'll be back at the table.
Very true. I don't know if he can bank this ball or not. You know, Allison, it looks a little wide, but he might be able to hold it. Nah, he decided to play safe.
But this is the type of shot that David ended up winning the World Pool Masters against Alex Kazakis. Probably the greatest bank shot of his life.
Yes, had to be the greatest bank shot of his life. It was probably one of the greatest bank shots I've ever seen for the circumstances, you know.
Extension, please.
It was so good, Billy. You'd have been proud of it.
Oh, yeah, I even clapped, and I was sitting at home watching. I was sitting there clapping.
Yeah, it was a great shot. And that won him the title last year on a 9 ball against Alex Kazakis. Or the year prior to that, I should say.
Did he do it again? Oh, wow. The tight pocket got him.
This time it wasn't to be.
And therein lies a story, because 2 years ago, when he won this tournament, that 8 ball would have fallen. No ifs, buts, or maybes. Now it's Skyler Woodward within 1 pot of advancement.
Skyler Woodward.
Congratulations to Skyler Woodward.
Indeed, and you know, what a story it's been for the Americans this evening.